Hi guys, it is Dani and welcome to this updated video. I trust and hope you're having a really great day. So it is Monday the 15th of June, halfway through the month, and we've got an area to watch for some developments. Now it's currently over land, but as it emerges into the northwestern Gulf, we could see some development happen around the middle of the week. So that's going to be the main area focused in today's updated video. And as we look along the Gulf Coast for sections of northern Mexico, we're definitely seeing quite a bit of action going into southern Texas. So this system is definitely helping to induce quite a bit of heavy rain, and that is going to heighten the risk of flooding. Aside from there, other Gulf Coast states, Louisiana through Florida, are experiencing some periods of some afternoon showers and thunderstorms. So that's all away from the Caribbean. Here in the region, it's been pretty quiet for many, with some passing showers here and there. So, for example, in Cuba, there's been some thunderstorm activity kicking up in some places. Brief thunderstorm in eastern Jamaica as well, going towards Hispaniola. And even down to the vicinity of Trinidad, a bit of action is coming in here. And we're also seeing some afternoon thunderstorms kicking up in sections of Central America. Now, as we take a look at this graphic here from the National Hurricane Center, we can see this area that is marked. We can see 50% chance of development. So immediate formation is not expected. It's over land, of course, and these systems, they need to be over water to really intensify. So as it emerges into the northwestern Gulf, we could see the system acquire some tropical characteristics, and it could briefly become a named storm. Now, if it does so, the first name on the list for the hurricane season is Arthur. We're yet to have a storm acquiring that name, so this is a candidate. Compared to my previous videos, this area was in yellow. Now it is in orange, so there has been an increase in the formation chance. It's coming all the way from 10%, now at 50%. So it definitely has a shot of development. Right now, conditions are not too favorable because as we look at this graphic here showing those upper level winds, when we see a lot of these red lines, those are stronger upper level winds. So part of the Gulf is cut off here, but for the most part, we can see that it's those red lines around which indicate those stronger upper level winds. So conditions may become a little bit more conducive for development as the system emerges, and then between Wednesday, Thursday, that is around the time frame we could see it briefly develop into something. And by the way, there could be watches issued for portions of the Gulf Coast as we're going to be heading into the next few days. Now, the main concern with the system is going to be that rainfall potential. So just in the vicinity of northern Mexico, even go into southern Texas, areas which are currently experiencing some substantial rain, additional heavy rain is going to be possible. Possibly exceeding about 2.5 going to 3 inches of rain over the next day. So persistent heavy rain could certainly result in flooding, especially in the more flood-prone areas. Other sections of the Gulf Coast will continue to get some heavy rainfall today. Louisiana going to Mississippi, Alabama, and even the panhandle of Florida. Going towards the Caribbean, though, there's not going to be as much rain around for us. So across the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, going to Cuba, the Cayman Islands, Jamaica, Hispaniola, just a few passing showers as we head into the next day. Going towards Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Lesser Antilles, especially for the Leeward Islands, it gets a lot drier in this area. Further south, there may be a little bit more of a chance for some rain. So from around Martinique southward through Trinidad, including Barbados, there may be a little bit more rain in those areas compared to the Leeward Islands up north. ABC Islands will remain in the clear, and then the Guyanas, parts of northern South America may experience some additional heavy downpours, and also Central America, especially as we go up towards El Salvador and also the Pacific coast of Guatemala. For Belize, not a whole lot of rain is expected, and for the offshore islands, there could be just a few passing showers, but the rain chance is going to be generally low. And one of the things that will definitely aid in development is the sea surface temperatures out there for the disturbance. So typically around 26.5 degrees Celsius is what is required for these systems to really start taking advantage of those warm waters, which helps to increase rainfall activity. And across the Gulf, we're seeing that those temperatures, which this map is in degrees Celsius, so well within that range. We're seeing 28, 29 degrees Celsius. Some areas definitely got some higher temperatures. that's not the only factor. What goes on in the upper parts of the atmosphere, that's where those upper level winds play a part. So when we have stronger upper level winds, it helps to limit development. Meanwhile, if those upper level winds are a little bit weaker, that would allow for the system to develop a little bit more undisturbed. So again, we'll see what happens, but I think the system definitely has a shot of development as we're going to head into the next few days. And just to go over the recent outlook from the National Hurricane Center, so it states a trough of low pressure over the northeastern Mexico is producing a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Development is not expected during the next day or so while the trough remains inland. However, the system could re-emerge over the northwestern Gulf of Mexico late Tuesday or Wednesday, and environmental conditions there are marginally conducive for the formation of a short-lived tropical storm on Wednesday into Thursday. Regardless of tropical cyclone formation, interests across southern and eastern Texas and portions of Louisiana and Mississippi should prepare for periods of intense rainfall over the next several days, which could produce widespread, life-threatening flash, urban, and river flooding. Gusty winds and coastal flooding are also possible along portions of the northwestern Gulf Coast, and tropical storm watches or warnings could be required on Tuesday. Additional information on the system can be found in products issued by your local National Weather Service, Forecast Office, or NHC Key Messages. And we can see the formation chance over the next 2 days at 40%, over the next 7 days at 50%. So yes, this is definitely a system to watch, guys, and of course I'll be keeping you posted as necessary over the next couple of days. Again, the rain threat will be that primary concern, and with those gusty winds there could be power outages and there could even be some downed trees. So please be safe if you are being affected or to be affected if you're in the States. So that's it for now. I do hope you found this video to be informative. If you have any questions, as always, you can feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll get to you when I can. And remember to always be weatherwise.